guys, remember chapter 3 was like when we did, it was 3.1 to 3.4. We were graphing and evaluating logs and exponentials. So if you look at number 4 in section 3.1, they tell you to evaluate. You literally are taking the value that they give you, which is 3/2. What's another way you can write 3/2 in your calculator? Okay, what is 3 divided by 2? 1.5, thank you. So you can go in your calculator and say 25 and raise it to the negative 3 times 1.5. What is your answer? 1.5. So you're getting what? 5.12
times 10 to the negative 7.
Okay, times 10 to the negative 7. Whatever. Guys, this is a multiple choice test, yes?
Yeah.
Plug it in your calculator. Find which one matches. All right. If you're going to write the log in exponential or write the exponential in log, how would I rewrite this?
The little number becomes a big number.
Okay. Little number becomes the big number. 5. And then what would it be? 5 to the 125th power equals 3. Or 5 to the 3rd power equals 125. Okay, good. What about 31?
Log 1/2. Right?
Okay.
So the 8th power equals -3.
Perfect. Just switching around. Again, you guys have a calculator, so if you don't remember how to switch, plug each one in your calculator and then you can figure it out. Not too difficult. All right. When we are talking about, let's just talk right here about solving. How do you solve exponentials? It's the opposite of exponential. Natural log. What is the opposite of ln and e, right? And then logs and exponentials. So here they're going to ask you to graph. In this question, obviously you're not going to physically graph, but how would you match? How would you figure out what graph goes with what? In 17, what's the first thing that you would do? If I have 4 graphs that I'm choosing from, what's the easiest thing to find?
The negative sign? No.
The y-intercept. All right, first thing you should look for is find the y-intercept. How would I find the y-intercept? Plug in 0 for what? Okay, so you would find the y-intercept, plug in 0 for x. Once you do that, you can look at your graph choices, and there's probably 2 of them that you can eliminate. Then you can plug in a positive number and a negative number that's on your graph to figure out which graph matches, if there's a matching graph question, all right? When it says to find the asymptotes and all that, you can do all that when you do your table values. Okay, if I was going to graph this, I want to find my domain, my range, my asymptotes, all that stuff. First of all, logarithmic. What is the domain and what is the range for which one? Range. Your range is negative infinity to positive infinity. How do I find my domain? What is that based on? Guys, we just did this. The up and down, okay. I take whatever is here. That's going to give me my vertical asymptote. Remember? We said equal to 0. X minus 1 equals 0. So you have a vertical asymptote at x equals what? Positive 1. So that means your domain goes from positive 1 to where? Infinity. Good. Is there a horizontal asymptote? Nope. Where does this move? Up how much? 6. Good. Up 6. Okay. Got to think about that. Exponential versus logarithmic. If I'm going to do this in my calculator, and I don't have a change of base in my calculator, how would I do this? Log what over log what? Log 364 over what? Log 14. You take the visually bigger number divided by log of the visually smaller number. So when I do log 364 divided by log 14, what do I get? 2.235. Okay, good. All right. Now let's get to solving. Let's do 84 right here. 6 to the x minus 2 equals 1,296. I'm starting off in what kind of a form? Exponential. What is the opposite of exponential? Logarithmic. So the first thing I'm going to do, since my exponential is all by itself, is I'm going to take the log of both sides, right? So I'm going to take log 6 of 6 to the x minus 2 equals log 6 of 1296. Agreed? Okay, so what happens to my log 6, big base 6? Cancels out, so I have x minus 2 equals, guys, you would do log 1296 over log 6. What does that give you?
4.
Just 4?
Yeah.
Nice. X minus 2 equals 4, so what do I do to both sides? Add 2, x equals 6. Okay, if you get to these problems, oh my gosh, I totally forget how to do this, I don't know what to do. What can you do with your answer choices? Plug them in. Okay, remember, for 90, all right, 90 says log base 5 of 2x plus 1 equals 2. Okay, do I have just one log on this on one side? Yeah, okay. So what's the opposite of log base 5? Big exponential 5. Then everything else goes upstairs, yes? So if I have a big base of 5 on the left, I have what? Big base of 5 on the right. Does everybody remember that? Yes, sir. So 5 log 5 cancels out. I have 2x plus 1 equals how much? 25. Subtract 1 from both sides. 2x equals 24. Divide by 2. X equals 12. Again, what can you do with x equals 12? Plug it back in. All right, what's the opposite of ln? E. So if I have e to the natural log of 2x plus 1, then I have e to the negative 4th power. So e and ln cancel out. I have 2x plus 1 equals, what's e to the negative 4th power, please? 0.183, you said? Okay. So now go through the motions. Subtract 1 from both sides. So 2x equals, what's 0.0183 minus 1? Negative what? Guys, was it negative 0.0183? Or positive? It was positive, right? So it's 0.0183 minus 1, right?
It's negative
0.981. And then what do? Divide by 2. So x equals about negative 0.491. Okay. All right. Again, what can we do with all of these answers? Yeah, you just plug them in. Check them. All right. I have 2 more, then we're done. What do I do here? 95. No, it already is E. We got to divide by 3 first. Why do I divide by 3 first? You got to get E all by itself. So I have E to the negative 5x equals, what's 132 divided by 3? 44. Now what do? I take the ln of both sides. So I have negative 5x equals, what's the natural log of 44? 3.74. 84, and then my last step is to divide by negative 5. So x equals negative 0.757. Okay. Again, guys, you have a calculator, you have answer choices. When you get x equals something, you can just plug them back in. 40 multiple choice questions. You may use a calculator. I want to get E all by itself, so I have to do 2 things first. What do I do first? Add 1. So 2e to the x minus 3 equals 5. divide by 2, yes? So e to the x minus 3 equals 5 over 2. How else can I write 5 over 2? Okay, I can do 2.5. So how do I get the e to go away? Take the ln of both sides. So I have x minus 3 equals, what's the natural log of 5 divided by 2? 0.916. Lastly, plus 3. So x equals about 3.916. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, the solving part, we just went through this. We just kind of exhausted this with 3.1 and 3.4. Anything with a graph, just plug in a table of values. If you're unsure, try and identify your graph by the transformations and stuff like that. But then if you're still in between 1 or 2, just plug in a couple points on the x-axis and see if that point with the y value falls on the graph that they give you. Sound good? Okay, that's it.